Between 2012 and 2022, Tibet's Riruk County witnessed a decade of silent suffering. Behind the mountains, a human rights crisis continues to unfold, largely unseen. The Tibetan Center for Human Rights and Democracy has now documented what it calls crimes against humanity, committed under China's so-called stability maintenance policies. In 2013, Tibetans in Driru County staged peaceful protests against a forced government campaign requiring Tibetans to hoist Chinese national flags on their rooftops, a sacred space traditionally reserved for prayer flags. The response was brutal. Chinese forces opened fire, arbitrarily detained and tortured protesters, shut down monasteries, and cut Driru off from the outside world. Lamo, a 36-year-old mother of 3, died in custody in 2020. Another Tibetan, Shermo, self-immolated in protest in 2015. News of the self-immolation reached the outside world only in 2021. Nuns were expelled, children were silenced, villagers were imprisoned for singing songs, chanting slogans, or even for speaking in Tibetan. Entire communities were subjected to pervasive surveillance, intimidation, and separation. The report shows these attacks were not random. They were part of a state-led policy to erase Tibetan identity, a systemic campaign to crush cultural and spiritual resistance. TCHRD is now calling for an independent international investigation. With China blocking access, Tibetans in exile are urging the world not to look away. Driru's suffering is not an isolated story. It reflects the larger reality of Tibet under occupation. The international community must act, not just to expose these violations, but also to hold those responsible accountable and ensure that justice is no longer denied.